story about one of the most mysterious men in hip-hop, and this is probably y'all first time seeing his face. Let me explain. This story is about a man named Daniel Dumoulin, and it all starts off in Long Beach. But he wasn't born there, keep that in mind. He was actually born in the UK to a Trinidadian mother and a Zimbabwe father, and they later on moved to the US. But sadly enough, they were low-key struggling. And like a lot of the people back in the day that was going through a struggle, Daniel decided he wanted to rap, and he started a rap group called KMD, or Causing Much Damage. And keep in mind, at the time, he went by the name Zev Love X, and that's why he got an X on his head. But as a group, they dropped their first project and it actually made some noise. Altogether, the boys knew they had something magical on their hands until something tragic sadly happened. It just so happened that one of the group members passed away, and that was DJ Subrock, who was also the brother of Daniel. This event caused the other two group members to separate, and Daniel decided he wasn't making music no more. After walking the streets of Manhattan, damn near homeless, he decided one day, I'm gonna get revenge on the industry. Now, I tried to look into what he meant by that, by the industry and getting revenge, and to be honest, I didn't want to come to no conclusions. But the next time we see Daniel perform, he's performing with literally a stocking over his face. And another time, he literally wore a black band just over his nose, but you still couldn't really see his face. Pretty much, he didn't want y'all seeing his face. But no, there's more to the story. And see, the thing about Daniel is that he was crafty and mysterious. This wasn't for no reason. I forgot to mention, at the time, he changed his name. And it was to something that was very, very peculiar, MF Doom. You guys are probably wondering, was he inspired by Marvel's Dr. Doom? Yes. Now, one canon event that happened was, as MF Doom was going around doing the mask stuff, he stumbled upon this mask right here from the set of Gladiator, which just so happened to be the missing piece of the puzzle. Because when it came to his first project, Operation Doomsday, this was the cover art. There's actually two versions of this album work, but the original was done by Scott 79 back in the day, and how he did it was he took this exact frame from an episode of Spider-Man, paused it, and then drew over it with a paper to trace it, and then that became the cover art. Yeah, that's a cool story, but let's get back to this mysteriousness. See, Doom has these bots that he got that look just like him called Doom bots. And he really only has them as a flex because he's like, oh, I can't possess all this power by myself, so I had to give them to my bots too. MF Doom also has something similar, right? He be letting out imposters at his shows. Like the guy that was in the other picture wasn't even him. That was Hannibal Buress, however you pronounce his last name. It got to the point that every time MF Doom performed, people was in the crowd like, is that really him? And it wouldn't be him until one time he did pop out and was like, yo, I'm right here. And the interesting thing to note is that none of his projects started off with his voice. And I want to go back to when I said that he wanted to take revenge on the industry. I looked into that actually, and turns out the industry ruined KMD's image, so he started finessing Adult Swim and all these extra stuff. Look into it. And I wish I had more time to talk about this right here. But we'll save that for another video. If you like this one, don't forget to like, follow, and comment down below.